Agut in Chodesh Rabboisai. Didn't Shmasi Mimiros Yusmas Mordechai. Afreilchen Chanukah. In Chodesh. Breakfast today sponsored by Ezra Fried. Nishmas Chanarechel Bas Chona and by Ari Davis. Is Ari Davis in the house? Yeah. Where? Ari. What a coincidence. I spoke just a day ago. I was speaking to Dov Harris about you. I had no idea. I was just yishkoyach for everything you do in honor of his son-in-law Shmuley, who does the daf with Rebelli. I just want to make a quick announcement. Rabbi Yisai, when somebody brings food into the Beis Medrash, it becomes the Beis Medrash. You bring in al das, it becomes hegdish. Please do not bring full boxes of food home to your house. There's a guy that walked out of here with a full box of stuff. I said, where are you going? He says, there's a koilel over there. I go, no, we have a koilel, and everything that's in this room remains here. So if you want to eat here, kol kavod. If you can eat here and you want to eat in your house, okay, so you bring, but to schlep out a full box, not so beseder. The other day, I'm not making this up. People have to be a little bit more careful. A guy walks in here, not part of the shir, walks to the front, takes a glass with oil and starts walking out. So Benny said, I saw this. So Benny says, what are you doing? He says, I need it. He says, yeah, but it's the Schultz. He says, but I need it. And he kept on walking, he walked out. People have to be careful, it's Gneva. And you have to be careful. I saw a guy walk home with a full box of pizza. Full box of pizza. You know, maybe it belongs here to the Beis Medrash, man. You gotta be careful. You want to take one slice? No, full box.
What's on this topic?
What's on
your steak?
We're not going to talk about my steak now. Doyle knows about my steak. I have a joke for this, you know. But I'm saying now, if you're gonna, Rabbi Ari Davis, you brought the food here. Whoever it is, Fried, it's mine. You want it? You want to take it home? Come ask me permission. Do not walk out of here with a full box of stuff.
Steak.
You don't know who Fried is?
No, who's that? Oh, Yishkoyach, right, Rabbi Fried? It's not yours anymore, it's mine. Maskim? Great. Freilchen Chanukah Rebelli. Rabbi say, you know what we have here in this room? You could all go and bother him afterwards. We have Rabbi Matis with us. The guy that I did not change his life at all. Last night I had a schus in taking part of a special siyum that Rabbi Seplowitz made for his family over Zoom. The reason why I'm reading this is because this is very important, Rabbi, so take note. The special part about it was that I've been his accountability partner throughout the Masechta. Accountability partner is very, very important. Get yourself somebody that you could just write to, done. Daf, Yudalid, done. Not done. Whatever it is. He sends me a text whenever he finishes Daf or misses one. Even though I don't text him, regarding my limudim, the text give me chizuk to stay on track with my own daily learning. Mazel Tov and Kol HaKavod, Moti Weinreb, who's at the Shabbaton. C.Y. Markstein, thank you very much for the MDY editors. I watch Sunday morning shir on Zoom real time. Then I watch the video that comes on the group. You see how much work goes into editing, like highlighting the Gemara on top of the screen, pictures and stuff that Rebelli's talking about. There's much more. Thank you, MDY editors. Chazak ve'ematz, Chanukah Sameach, CM. Somebody sent in $500 for Rabbi Eli's son to finish Sanhedrin. So they're starting to send them out. We got a few of these already. Igor Zilber, I have no idea who promised, and I have a lot of Akar Satoiv to all those. My sons are doing it every day, and hopefully they become full-timers. Yitzik Reinberg. It's Yitzik Reinberg from M3 that recently just joined the shir. I just wanted to share a makar for what rebel. Oh, so I got a ton of these emails. Was I right or Reb Nachman about that Chas and Yemoichel? So I got all the Makairis here. Yeah, but what does it mean? It's Moichel completely or it's on hold? I heard from Rav Nevin Sal Shlita exactly what Rebelli said, and that it was Medayik from the Ramon, the beginning of Even Ezer says, V'chkivin Shanasa Isha, V'kitzir, Mefak becomes a Lashon, not sure, because the Mechil is dependent on Chasim bettering his ways and doing tshuva. I then saw my friends Ra'i Tamir Sefer, that Rav Shlomo Zalman also held the same idea, brought in a Sefer. Sheleyma, I have attached a piece. However, Rabbi Yisrael Yaakov Fisher seems to say like Rabbi Nachman Seltzer that it works even without tshuva. Much Hatzlacha, Yitzik Kreinberg.
Like that because Esav, it's really mashma. He didn't do tshuva.
You already had your time. That was yesterday.
No, you know the pshat. No, because
I gotta go. I have a lot of emails.
Somebody sent me an email saying no, but Esav Mustama did tshuva, but he didn't because he stayed with his two old wives. The whole point was, why did he married another wife?
Okay.
He stayed with the other ones. It's mashma that he did not.
I hope you're right. I hope you are right. Because then all Chassanim get mechila, even if they don't know. I hope you're right.
It's a very good
I hope I'm wrong. You're right. By the way, shkach for the stender that you're using right now. You got me the same one, and I used it every single day. Not every single day, but besides in the places like in the hotel. But when I was on the road, I used it all, and mamish works. Shkach for the gift. Beautiful. This morning, Rebelli said his name caused an uproar and shir. Some oibe chachamim. What do you say? Well, the guy in the Chabina Rav says has a riot to you. The kids are. No, to me.
You?
Yeah. He called you a Oiber Chacham, I think.
Who's this Oiber Chacham? Calling me an Oiber.
Yaakov Pesach Hirschler from Antwerp, Belgium. Yeah. It's uproar. It was geschmack. You know what? And what was seen in that is shir from Eli goes away further. If you don't say like him, he says Shabina Rav, so we have Shabina Rav, Reb Shlomo Zalman, and Reb Nevin Zal on my side, and the Vilna Gaon.
The Vilna Gaon?
Yeah, he has the Vilna Gaon. Somebody else gave me the Vilna Gaon.
Just a Visha on my side.
But no, I'm be'emes. I hear. I always thought like you. What
do they do with the other people?
And Reb Shimshon Pinkos says mamish before his
What do they
like
do
me.
with other people in the Gemara? The Gemara calls
I don't know. Okay.
Other people.
Freilich and Chanukah. I discovered your daf around the same time. Listen to this. Listen to this. You hear? I discovered your daf around the same time I lost the use of my arms due to the progression of MS. I was convinced that I would have to stop learning. You should know that your daf not only changed my life, it actually saved my life. It's been over a year, and learning with you is the highlight of my day. My Filipino caregiver is used to seeing you on my big screen every day. She decided on her own to share your daf with her other client, a man in his 70s, and he watches every day now too. I never met him, but shout out to my daf buddy in Thornhill. Soon after the caregiver made the daf shidduch, she won a substantial amount of money playing the lottery. Avi Spiro from Toronto.
That's great. Love that. Amazing.
As you mentioned, the parasha daf magic present. So this is what Rabbi Aryeh Simon was saying yesterday, and I got also 3 emails, so I'll say it again. I'll chazer over what Aryeh said. That I said, you mentioned this morning, Shir, that the parasha daf matchups, Yosef sent the Egel to remind his father what they were learning before he left. However, I heard that Yosef was showing his father that he was still doing the daf 22 years later. He's back in the Sugya Belgeruva. 7.5 years times 3 is about 22 years. Hor from Mordechai Younger from LA more than 50 years ago. Chaim Kessler, French Hill, Yerushalayim. Do we have another minute?
Nope.
Okay, we'll go right there. Hold on. Here's a picture of a guy doing the daf on a super cruise. He's doing 74 miles an hour, but with those new cars, you can see on the steering wheel, it's green. It's lit up. So you mamish watch a share and not get into any accidents if you're... Who's here? Oh, Shalom Aleichem. I didn't know. You're not a guest, but Shalom Aleichem. What's your name again?
Samach Samuels.
Samach Samuels from, like, an interested... Bryn Mawr. Shalom Aleichem. Philadelphia. Yeah, you were here before. Who else do we have? Oh, a big mazel tov to Lawrence Spiegelman. Shalom Aleichem. Mazel tov. Einikol. Mazel tov. Ari Davis is in the house, or Mattis. Ari Davis from London, Mattis from Manchester. You on the same flight? No shaykhs. No. Okay, great. Your father came back last night. And you should know, this time they're working on a women's group, because I announced it at the thing, the mom is going well. 100 women signed up in one night. And your wife is supposed to be a big, looking for contributors. What's your name? Next to Rosh Koilel, what's your name? Weeder from Borough Park. Let's the Newman from Borough Park. Okay. Sponsors. Oive. So anyway, not Oive. We have 7 sponsors of the month, which is great. Oive to the 6 sponsors of the day. The Masechta sponsor for Shelaima for Shmuel Ben Alte Nechama from his grateful family. Masechta sponsor for Hatzlacha Beruknis Ubegashmiyos. Masechta sponsor Larry Cohn in memory of Yechiel Moshe Ben Chaim V'yeta, who started learning Daf at age 70, continued for 30 years. Parnassa Masechta for the unity of the Jewish people. Parnassa Chodesh last day. For a fast and complete Refuah Shelaima for Shmuel Nechemia Ben Hinda. Amen. I just remembered another thing we got to talk about. Rabbi said tomorrow night is the big Siyum in Eretz Yisrael, expecting about 800 people. Last time we had 800 people in the Emerald. It was unbelievable chizuk, unbelievable. we changed something around. We're doing the shir in the Beis Medrash at 6 o'clock in Hebrew. 6 o'clock in Hebrew, and from here, whoever's doing the Hebrew shir, we're going to go straight to the hall. We're raffling off one table. There's a big demand, and for days already we don't have any tickets. So Benny opened up another table and is raffling off the table. I don't know how do you get the ticket. How do you go? Go to the groups. I have no idea. If I had to do it, I wouldn't know how to do it. Okay. Parnassa Chodesh. Lila Nishmas Siyum bas Dvora. Lila Nishmas Ben Yom Meir Ben Zev David. Lila Nishmas Zechariah Ben Moshe. Lila Nishmas Chai bas Yosef. Parnassa Chodesh. Lila Nishmas Yosef Ben Chaim. Sorry for Parnassa B'revach. Another Parnassa Chodesh is chus for our children and tremendous Parnassa. Amen. Parnassa Chodesh the 7th. I don't think we ever had 7 Parnassa in Chodesh. Lila Nishmas Yafa bat Simcha Refuah Sheleyma Yisrael Yaakov and Malka. Yishmak. Parnassa. Oh, another one. There's 8. What? Oh, I forgot. Yisrael Scherer, I don't know if he's here today. He usually sits right over there, or he used to.
No, he does.
He donated 10,000 shekel to the Hebrew Siyum, and Rabbi Simon donated another, on top of everything he donated, another $7,500. It's Bilum Shem. Ari Simon's donated Be'ilum Shem $7,500. Okay, we're gonna have to give your money back. Sorry. Was it really? Oh, and we need more. It says better we need more. Let me explain to you why. A meal at the Emerald costs 300 shekel. That's what it cost. In addition to that, there's the band, there's Remailach, there's a lot of stuff going in, and we're only charging 150. So you do the math. We're taking a hit on every single person. So the more sponsors we have, the better. Halavai, we should come close to bringing. Don't worry, nobody's making money. I know you're very worried about that. Eli's probably pocketing some money. No. We're just trying. Lili Nishmas, Yafa bat Simcha Refuah Sheleyma. That's as far as the jokes go today. So, Chaparain. Lili Nishmas, Yafa bat Simcha Refuah Sheleyma Yisrael Yaakov ben Malka Amen. Kidnovations LLC and my younger Rebbitzen Pressman official. I think he's somewhere around there. It should be a schus for Akiva Simcha Ben Fayga. A shidduch for Rivka Yudas Bas Yafa Chaya, and thank you to Rebbitzen Stefansky for selflessly giving up her husband of the cloud. Should be a schus for a year filled with mazel bracha, Tzlach, Parnassa B'revach and Refuah. Official, I have to say, everybody has their moment of the Shabbaton. My moment was when I was able to rub your head in the middle of Shir. That was my moment. You didn't appreciate it so much, but I had a lot of honor. Parnassa Yoim, Aaron Korda Nishmas, my mother Shoshana Bat Sadi, who brought so much love and light into the world. Parnassa Chodesh. It doesn't feel good, nothing, does it? Dr. Mark Brooks in honor of my wife, Varda, on the occasion of our 13th wedding anniversary. Mazel Tov. And Parnassa Yoim, Jeffrey Rosenberg, in honor of my parents for all they do. And for Uncle Phil and Mark, keeping me going. I saw Uncle Phil for like a fleeting moment at the Motzei Shabbos. Lawrence and Sora Dietza Spiegelman, in honor of the birth of her grandson, born to Nachi and Tzivi Lo in Yerushalayim. I didn't even see this, but the other was telling me with such a slave as that Lawrence Spiegelman became a Zayde. Mazal Tov. Parnassa Yoim, Yerachmiel. Yeah, I know, Yerachmiel Sepelowitz. Lili Nishmas, my father, Tzvi Hirsch ben Rachmiel, on his 63rd yahrzeit. Parnassa Yoim, Joel Apple, in honor of my great friend, Moshe Aaron Silverstein, who started learning the Daf with the Rebbe Eli every day. The art of the month got pushed out of here. So art of the month for Schus for Rebbe Eli and the whole MDY staff to continue to make Torah and joy for so many. And I don't know what the second one is. Let me see if I can get to it. I can't. Okay. This is the second spot. Rabbi, say, here we go. We are holding by Netter Revai and Daf Amud Beis. What time do we have to finish here today? What time do we start? You fixed it? Oh, second art of the month in honor of Yossi Klein and Mark Ashkenazi for all the work they do. It's a lot of sponsors. Wow. Netter Revai. So, in the Mishnah, we had a whole list of 21 things that require a bezdin of 3. 2 of them, all the way towards the end of the list, 18 and 19 is Netter Revai and Meiser Sheni, that became rotten. The way it works, show this for the new people. On years after you give Truma and Meiser, you give to the Cohn 2% of all your produce, you give 10% to the Levi, then you take 10% you give to yourself on years 1, 2, 4, and 5. If it's too heavy, you have to switch it out into money, the money becomes Kaddish, turns purple. Let's say it gets a certain Kedusha, the fruit remains there, and you take the money to Yerushalayim. In Yerushalayim, you use the money and you purchase anything you want when it comes to food, besides fish and salt and water and mushrooms. Here he is. He's buying the fruit with his Ma'aser Sheni money. Now, if the fruit is something that you don't know how much it's valued at, you have to bring 3 people to evaluate the fruit. What does it mean? Perois, Shirkivu, V'yayin, Shehikrim, Umois, Shehechlidu. We have a short clip here, just in case you don't know what that is. I'll just say, I know I said this many times, but it's something that I need to chap myself. The Chavetz Chaim says that a Ma'aser Shayan, he made a mashal out of it. He saw, it was about a baker, but we could use it for fruit. He saw a guy selling fruit, and the guy was very, very unhappy. He says, what's the matter? He says, people come to my fruit store, they look at the fruit, they check it out, they put it down. They don't like it. It's not the best. Put it down. It's very hard to make a Parnassa. A couple of years later, it was the middle of the war. He sees the guy is excited. He says, what are you so excited about? There's a war. He says, because there's a war. Why? Everybody that walks into my store, they don't care. They grab everything. Rotten, not rotten. It's about to get rotten. They chap. Says the Chavetz Chaim, it used to be that if you didn't have the perfect kavanah during Shemona Esrei, so Akish Baruch Hu, the Malachim, they nothing. We don't want this. We want perfection. He says today, in our generation, and more so in our day, he says we're in wartime. Even when you space out a middle Shemona Esrei, Hashem is chapping it. Hashem grabs it. We barely have any Shemer mitzvahs. We're from the Yechidim of the Yechidim, so you space out while you're in the Daf Yomi shir, you sleep a little bit in the middle shir, he chaps it, it's all good. He's grabbing everything. He says, to give us a little bit of self-esteem. This is Revai, by the way, in case you don't remember. The first 3 years of the tree, it's Arla, and the 4th year is Neter Revai. It has the same halachas as Ma'aser Sheni, which you have to eat it in Yerushalayim, the fruit in Yerushalayim, and if you can't, it's too much, so you redeem it into money and take the money to Yerushalayim. So says the Gemara, if you don't know how much it's worth, you redeem it with 3 people that understand the value of fruit, but not just stam, regular people. And even if one of the 3 is a non-Jew, he still understands value and pricing. If one of the people he's the owner of the fruit, he could be mitzvah with 2 others to decide, Gary, just a little low. He could be mitzvah to decide how much the fruit is worth. We don't say he's biased. What if the 3 people are partners and they share the money, they share the profits? Can they establish the value? I see a mamish cooking over there. Big mistake?
Well, what do you do if something is gone off?
Huh?
When something's gone off, what do you do with it?
What do you do? Don't worry about it. I get it. There's something. The fish eat it. The animals. The paras, they like that stuff. It's good shmak. Tashma, in the safari, you see like rotten meat. The oilam is eating it. It's like shmak. It's the dead zebra there for 6 days already. It smells. You smell it a mile away. They're eating. They're cooking away. Don't worry about it. They eat it. Tashma, yeah, whatever. Some factory uses it to make dye. It says mafurish that a man and his 2 wives could be poidem ma'aser sheni that you don't know how much the value is. They decide the value. A husband and his two wives. Says Gemara, it's not a great raya. Dilma could go in Papu Bas Abba Suro. We're trying to figure out three partners that all their money is pooled together. It's different than a husband and a wife. Why? Because you have couples. I have friends like this. I thought they're crazy. Maybe they have there's something to it. Separate bank accounts, separate everything. That's their marriage. Rav Papa had a wife like that. The daughter of Abba Surah, she was well established on her own. She didn't need her husband. She had her own bank account. So it's not a right that a husband and a wife, they could do it. So too could partners. Real quickly, I just want to show you what they did here for this Gemara to break it up a little bit.
Excusez-moi, could you please sit for a moment at the Beit Din to evaluate how much these potatoes are worth for Pigeon Marcel?
Yeah, hold on, we got to do it again.
Excusez-moi, could you please sit for a moment at the Beit Din to evaluate how much these potatoes are worth for Pigeon Marcel Sheni?
But we're not Dayanim.
It's fine. You don't need Dayanim, just professional evaluators. I think you guys qualify. It's simply my last sack of potatoes left over from the Kimcha de Pischa distribution.
1 second.
I understand
the rest of the potatoes there are now chulin. What did you do with them?
I used them in today's cholent. Did it come out okay?
Hegdeshes b'shloisho. Masnisin loikei tana. Givaldik. Masnisin loikei tana. Now we're moving on. The rest of the list. Here we go. Number 20 on the list. Hegdish. Hegdish needs a bezdin of 3. In other words, I was just thinking, where's Judah? You still work for Cars for Kids? No. Okay. So, but in America, there's something called Cars for Kids with a K, and everybody knows it. There's a jingle. 1-800 car for kids. Rabbi Stein. Okay. No, it's a Jewish organization. It's for Ura. We don't tell the Lo Shalanu, but if you have a car that's on its way out, instead of trying to sell it for $1,000, $2,000, you give it to Ura for free. They give you a tax deduction. They give you a room in a chveiswas. They give you a little gift. Everybody gains. Time of the Beis Hamikdash, you have a car that doesn't work so well. You give it to the Beis Hamikdash. You magdish it. They sell it. Now, for them to sell it, they need 3 people to say, how much is the car worth? Otherwise, some guy's going to come along and say, it's worth $100. No, it's worth a lot more. You can't take from Hegdish something that's worth more and give them less. You're stealing from Hegdish. So, Masnizin loy gaitano. The Sanhedrin Rebbe Lezer ben Yaakov Omer, afilu tzinoira shel Hegdish. The Mishnah says 3. Now, look what here, this guy right over here. Look, this is I like this. This is Negeh to Chanukah. This is from Kol Lashon. So says the Gemara, even a tzinoira shel Hegdish. What's tzinoira shel Hegdish? Looks like something like this. Yoshi did a nice job here. This little fork to take out the wicks. Something like that. A little fork to do something. You need 10, not 3. Where did you get the 3 from? So this is important to pay attention to because we're going to be using this chart in the next sugi as well. Did I make a bracha? So these are all psukim about Erchin, and they all come one after another. Pasuk Ches, Yud Aleph, Yud Beis, Yud Dal, Yud Ches, Chav Gimel. So within one parasha of Erchin, of things that belong to that go to the Beis Hamikdash. So Pasuk Ches, it says the word Hakayin 3 times. Pasuk Yud Aleph once. But Pasuk Ches is about Erchin. Pasuk Yud Aleph and Yud Beis is metaltal, and it's talking about a non-kosher animal that's donated to the Beis Hamikdash. But it's be'etzem also anything that's movable objects. So in the parsha, the blue parsha, you have 3 times kayin. The final parsha, which is somebody donated karka, immovable objects, real estate, to the Beis Hamikdash, it says the word hakayin 4 times. We have a total of 10 kohanim in the parsha. So therefore, he learns from there that you need 10. So maybe you should need 10 kohanim. So we'll see later, it's really 9 and 1 kohen. 1 kohen is enough. So it says like this: Asar kohanim ksuvim b'parsha. The word kohen is brought down 10 times. El Rabbanon. But where do Rabbanon get 3 from? How do you come up with 3? It's either none or 10. Where do they come up with 3? El Rabbanon shloishim v'nola. V'chitei v'chsibu shloisha. Look, in metaltalin, in the blue, it says hakayin 3 times. So it's 3. Wait a minute. But what about karkois? Karkois on the bottom, how many times does it say kohen by karka? 4 times. So how come by karka you don't say 4 is enough? You need 10. And if you'll say, yeah, karka needs 4 dayanim, alama, almatnan, hakakois tisha b'kohen. Alama, almatnan, hakakois tisha b'kohen. We know that karka is actually 10, not 4. Elamai, what's pshat? How come karka is 10 if it only says 4 times in the parsha? The pshat is you take all the times it says kohen from the beginning of the parsha, from pasuk ches, all the way through to pasuk chov gimel, and that's 10. Elamai, the mashleme bu asara, it totals up to 10. By the time you get to karka, you have 10. Hegdeisha, so now if we stop by metaltalin, how many times does it say kohen just by the time the parsha metaltalin? 6. 3 by erichin, 3 by metaltalin, a total of 6. You should need 6. Kashya. Yeah, a simple chart like this I think makes a huge difference. Okay, so now we're on the next sugya. Now we're holding by 21. The last thing. Erichin de metaltalin. Erichin, my erichin de metaltalin. This is a very funny language because we know what erichin is. Erichin is when somebody says, my value is to the Beis HaMikdash. So you go to this chart, there's 10 options. You have to see, are you a male or a female? Let's say you're a male. So you look at your age. Almost everybody in this room belongs in the category between 20 and 60. Almost everybody. You have a couple that are in the green category, between 5 and 20. So they pay 20 shekel. Now let's say I'm 52 and I say, I want to give Oshi's value to the Beis HaMikdash. So I go to the green category, I give 20. Erkoy alai. Erkoy alai, this. Somebody that's over 60, we have a few people over 60, they're 15. Never. Okay, whatever. You get there different times. I'm not going to go, not too many of those. Okay.
What is someone between 2 years and 5 years guy?
Huh?
The first
It's between a month and...
Yeah, 2 years, but then that's once 6 to 5 years.
No, it doesn't say. It's missing 5. Don't worry. Okay. So now it says in the Mishnah, Erichin HaMetaltalin. We know there's no such thing. You have to be a human being to be on this list. You can't be a table. It's putting 2 words that don't go together. Erichin and Metaltalin just don't go together. They have no connection. So my Erichin and Metaltalin. So we have 3 pshatim. Omer of Gidol Merav, Boimer Erich Kliza Alai. He messed up. He says, I want to give the Erichin of this table to the Beis HaMikdash. It makes 0 sense, because Erichin is only on a male and a female. That's it. But he said it. So he has to give that value to the Beis HaMikdash. Why? Top of Tesvav Amud Aleph. You have to give the value of the table. My taima, he knows there's no such thing. So we have a concept in Shas called Ein Adam Moitzi Dvar Levatala. A person doesn't just say shtusim. He meant to say something, he got a little confused. What he meant to say is Dmei Shulchan Zelai. And instead he said Erech Shulchan Zelai. Okay, so he messed up a word. Nishkeferlach. It happens all the time. That's what he wanted. So he gives what he wanted. The only problem is the Gemara, the diktuk doesn't work so well. Hi, Erechin HaMetaltalin. There is no Erechin HaMetaltalin. It should have said Erechin Shel Metaltalin. Okay, fine. Hold on a second. Let me just explain for a second. Erechin Shel Metaltalin is a noun, and Erechin HaMetaltalin is an adjective. So it doesn't. It's better to say it's a noun. Fine. Mibayla. Yeah. What are you saying?
Is dumb of his value?
No. Oh, you could say your value also. That's another thing.
No, it says it's dumb of is his value. He knows that there's no Erechin on a kli.
No. It's talking about the damav of the kli. Damav of the kli. Erech kli zalai noisin damav of the kli.
Shava is on him.
No.
Yeah.
K'moishu shava says Rashi. It's pasha. It can't be. So why did he say kli?
Erechin on a kli.
Correct. And he made a mistake in the word.
He makes his own.
No. How do you jump from a table to himself? Maybe it's his neighbor. Since there's no Erechin on kli, he meant to damim. A very simple thing. He confused the words. He's trying to do the right thing, he used the wrong word. Says the Gemara, you're right, okay, so the language is not so great. Tani, Erechin Shel Metaltalin. Okay. Rav Chizda Amar Avimi, Rav Chizda says the name Avimi. B'matvis Metaltalin Erechin. What happened was, first he said, Erki Olai. He did exactly what it says in the Torah. I used this chart. He says, my erech, Pliny's erech. Then he says, wait a minute, how am I going to pay it? I don't have cash. I'm out of a job already for half a year. You know what? I'm going to give this computer and my bike. He was matvis metaltalin. He said these two things should go to the Beis Hamikdash. Once he says that, those things become Chodesh. They have a Kedusha. So now in order to get them out of the Kedusha and to see, does it add up to 50 shekel? I don't know. Maybe his bike is only worth 10 shekel and his computer 20? I don't know. So I need 3 people to come along and give me an evaluation. He says, Gemara again, I don't like the Lashon so much. We have a little bit of a problem in the Lashon. Because he gave movable objects towards his erechin, so it should have said it a little different. So you're right. Okay, so say it a little differently. Tani metalin shel erechin. Rav Avo Amar, a very similar pshat. But what happened was, in fact, he said exactly like this chart. I'm 52 years old. My erech to the Beis Hamikdash. I look at the chart. I owe 50 shekel. I'm between 20 and 60. I'm a zachar 50. Now, and I don't pay. I don't pay. They knock on my door. How come you don't pay? I'm not paying. But Cohn Ligvais, the Cohn walks into my dining room, starts grabbing stuff. Huh? Hotzah Paul, they say here in Eretz Yisrael. But Cohn Ligvais, Metaltal and Bishloisha. So, if he's grabbing the bike out of my garage, so you need three dayanim. If he's grabbing my real estate, he's grabbing the actual garage itself, Karkois Basar, you need 10. That's the continuation of the Mishnah, Karka Basar. I understand why when you're buying and purchasing something from Hegdish, you need 3 people so you don't rip Hegdish off. But if I'm taking a bike out of your garage, why do I need 3? For the same reason. Maybe I'm not taking a bike that has the full value that you owe. Maybe you owe more than this bike. So you're also ripping off Hegdish. What's the difference? If you take from Hegdish or you give to Hegdish. When you grab something from Hegdish, you want it evaluated so you don't steal from Hegdish. Because maybe you'll make a mistake. So when it comes to giving Hegdish, you also want to make sure you're not ripping Hegdish off. Because you promise you can give Hegdish 50, and your bike is only worth 45. So I have to get a good evaluation to know that the bike is worth 50. Otherwise, you might be ripping them off. All jokes for a different time. Rabbi Yehuda Omer. So now, let me just, because we're falling behind, so I'm not going to say any mices here. It does say in the Mishnah, that's what we just mentioned. Rabbi Yehuda Omer, Echomem Kayin, one of those 3 that evaluates Erechin for the Beis Hamikdash must be a Kayin. According to Rabbi Yehuda, I understand this whole pasuk over here. Everything is Kayin. One of them is a Kayin. Why does it talk about a Kayin when it talks about Erechin if I don't even need a Kayin? Kasha. It's a good kasha. Now we're going to go into this pasuk a little bit. When I evaluate a karka, I need 10. So that's already the next category. We're done with the first category, 21 different things that you need 3. Now we're on to another number. 10 dayanim. Shmuel. Asar kayanim ksuvim b'parsha. Here, if you look at the chart, it says the word kayin 10 times. Chad legufei. One of them is to tell me that he in fact has to be a kayin. So the first one, a pasuk chas, ha kayin, we need 1 kayin. Hanoch havemiyat achamiyot. Now there's a yisoid in Shas that when the Torah says something twice in a row, that's a double negative. A double negative is a positive. That's the yisoid. So it says kayin. Matas, you're a kayin, no? No. Okay. I was going to make you a kayin, just at least one thing will. If it says kayin twice, then the second time tells me that you don't have to be a kayin. Why do I need the Torah to say it twice? Just say kayin once, and that's it. I know you need a kayanim. The fact that it's a double what? He's a kayin. Exactly. Kayin. You don't need to be kayin. So Mela, the rest of them are all Yisraelim. What's the obvious question? Anybody want to take a jab at the obvious question? Huh?
Don't say it at all.
Don't say it at all.
Why is the first one?
What about the third time it says kain? That's not a double negative. That's a triple negative. Shouldn't that be a positive?
No, 1, 3 is a double negative.
What?
4 and 5 and 6 and 7, 8 and 9.
Okay. Oh, that's what the Gemara says. The Torah is telling us that 9, it's a double negative, so the rest of the Kohanim are all Yisrael, in fact. They don't have to be Kohen. Only one has to be a Kohen. The first one is not a double negative. The first one is a negative, single negative. No Yisrael, only a Kohen. But the rest are double negative, and therefore you can do Yisrael. Take a look at this for a second. Where was it? Oh, over here. The Torah says Kohen. Kohen means a miyot. Nobody else, no Yisrael, no Levi, only a Kohen. So we have one Kohen. Then the Torah says Kohen again. That's a double negative. So I said it's a ribuy. It's green on top. So it means a Yisrael. So now I have one Kohen, one Yisrael. That's the Gemara. But if it says Kohen again, so that's a Kohen after a miyot, after a ribuy. Number 2 is a ribuy. It includes anybody. Any Jewish person could be a dayan. But then it says Kohen after that, so it's a miyot. So now I have Kohen number 2. You see it says 2 on top of a Kohen? The purple says Kohen, Kohen, Kohen. That's what it says in the Torah. It says Kohen in purple. And the 4th one is a double negative to the 3rd one. So now it means Yisrael. And then the 5th one is a miyot. The 6th one is a riboy. B'kitzur, what you have here is 5 guys wearing white, 5 Kohanim, and 5 simpletons, 5 Yisraelim like me. Yeah? It's a very posh kasha, good kasha. Says the Gemara, when it comes to a human being that's Chodesh, you need 10, and one of them has to be a Kohen. As the Gemara, Adam Kodesh, I could be Makdish, a human being, I could be Makdish myself, there's no such thing. I can't say I am Kodesh. The most I can do is say my value to the Beis HaMikdash, but I can't make myself Kodesh. It's my Gemara has funny nukuda sometimes. Yeah, what? Domai. My also, but I like Demay. Domai olai. You don't like Demay. Okay, it sounds good. In Yeshiva we said Demay. What? Arochin. It doesn't matter. That's it. Kivin she'omru.
Before we get to the Masafta, you use it every.
No. We're not changing. We're going with the Yeshiva. Arochin, he wants me to say. In the Yeshiva world, they say Erichin. In YU, they said Arochin, and you might be right, but that's how it is. Azoy is, huh? Rav Simi or Rav Shimi, even though it's Rav Shimi, we say Rav Simi. Nachon, by Yeshiva, Rav Simi. Navcha, Napocha. Okay, fine. We're not going there. But now with the art scroll, we're kind of messed up. They messed us up big time. Over Ravo, Boimer Domayolai. The sign Yoimer Domayolai. So if a guy says my value, now you're Mr. Choshev, you're a CEO, you earn $50 million a year. What is your true value? Your true value is like everybody else. We take you to the marketplace and they look at you and they say, you're stickle overweight, and you're worth $2.50. That's it. I don't care who you are. A slave is like a karka. And karka here. Oh, he made a little picture here. A slave is like a karka. Just like a karka. You need 10 dayanim to evaluate. So to a slave, so to a human being. Where above in geschmacke kasha. A guy, I had a whole story and I don't even remember the story. I don't want to embarrass myself. But it was one of my wife's married to my first cousin. I was at a chasana. This guy is a normal guy. And all of a sudden I see he has hair literally past his shoulder. So I might have said something in shir. I don't remember if I was Mevayishim B'Ravim or whatever, but I got back the message like, hello, there's a kid in his neighborhood that has Yana Machla, that doesn't have hair, and he has the same color hair as him, and a Betzitkas, as a tzaddik, he grew out his hair. I met him afterwards, we schmoozed about it. So people do that, even men sometimes. He had hair, literally up to here, and next time I saw him, he had a nice haircut, the whole thing. So he's about to go get it chopped off. He's right there. He needs a good haircut. The guy needs a good haircut. Do we consider it as if it's chopped off already? Like this? The Eved and his hair, long hair. Do we say it's chopped off? Or, and therefore what? All you need is 3 dayanim because it's metaltalin? Or no, it's attached to his body and therefore he's like a human being. We said a human being is like a karka and a karka needs 10. There was yesterday we had two Hasidim here. That Skver Hasidim, Gestetner, and I don't remember what is his friend's name.
Margaret.
Margaret, that was his name. Wow. Okay, so they said that they're the Skver. So Skver Hasidim have a very interesting minhag. They don't take haircuts whenever they want. They only have like 4 times a year they can take a haircut. One of them is this week, right now, Miketz, because it says so from Rosh Hashanah till this week, they don't take a haircut. The Olam says it's mamish a neis galui that they're only makbid on their haircuts v'yigalach, but v'yichalavsim loisav they do change their clothing from Rosh Hashanah. Okay. So, but yeah, they have such a minhag. Sarah even the Yosef Kidnovations Kigaz is dami. B'shloisha. Oikim mechuber dami ubasara is like mechuber. Tashma. Hamagdish davdi moyelim boy. If you say that my eved is hegdish, there's no isser me'ila. I always say this. A moyelim means don't use it. No. It means there's no isser when you use the slave. You use him, you're not over me'ila. You don't have to bring a carbon v'chulu. Why? Because there's no me'ila in karka. You can't use karka. Rabbi say. We're starting shir very late because this first minyan is late. Just tell the guys that I walk in, or you could start another minyan downstairs and come join us afterwards. Whatever, we'll catch up. Rabbi Shimon Gamliel says you're over ami'ila on the hair. The hair is attached to him. Just the question is whether it's considered detached or attached, even though it's attached to his head. Since he needs a haircut, shmamina that. There's a machlokes in Ha'im and Ligza is Kigaz Dami. Name it Hanitanoy Hanitanoy. We have a very similar shaila when it comes to fruit on a tree. The Snan, Rebbe Meir Oimer, Yesh Dvarim Shem Kekarka Ve'en Kekarka. There are things that are like non-movable objects, like real estate, and they're not like real estate. Ve'chacham Moedim Le'chacham argue. Keitzad Eser Gifanim Tunis Mesart L'cha. A guy claims, now every time we know the famous halacha of Moedim Mikzas. I claim you owe me 100. You admit that you owe me 50. What's the halacha? You have to make a shvuah. You might make sense. But if I tell you you owe me 2 acres and you say no, only 1, you might be mikzas on karka. There's no shvuah on karka. What about if it's attached fruit to the tree? Eser gefanim tu nois masad. I gave you 10 vines full of grapes. No, I disagree. It's not 10. It's 5. You're might be mikzas. Remeir Machayev, Remeir says Yechiel V'shvuah, V'chacham Meir M'kolam Mechubel Karka, Areu Gekarka. You're not Chayev V'shvuah. V'omar Rabbi Yosef Rechanil Ba'novim Ha'im Desli Botzar Askinan. We're talking about grapes that are ready to go. Grapes are very interesting. They're very sensitive. If you leave them on longer, they get bit larger and larger. They're more valuable. But at the same time, they lose their flavor. So when I want it off the tree, I want it off the tree. So Mar Sova Kiptzur's Damyon, they're literally like they were harvested, and therefore they're detached. And therefore, Yechayev Shvuah, or Mar Sovar, Lav Kibtzuris Damion, they're not considered like they're harvested. And Memela, you don't make a Shvuah on a tree. Loi, Afilu Dema Remeir. You could say it's very different when it comes to hair versus grapes. If you leave grapes on the vine, they'll get ruined. So when you decide to take them off the vine, it's literally as if they're off the vine. I looked it up. How much is like a nice piece of hair that's good for a sheitel? A whole thing, less than $200. If it's 20 inches. If it's 24 inches, it goes up like $50. Today, a sheitel, I don't know if she's telling me the truth. My wife's telling me it costs like 25,000 shekel. Over $7,000, $8,000. She's getting the cheap ones. So they're making a shtick of money over there, no? They buy it for $200. Now there's a problem. It's a desire, so they have a hechsher. I heard there's a whole trick now. What?
Another 2,000.
Costs more, yeah. The hechsher. What they do is, because they take hair from Russia, they send it to China, but China mixes it up with the Indian hair. So they put a dye on it that only ultraviolet light could see it. And then they're able to see if it's the real hair from Russia or they mixed it in. They have a whole thing. Ayin Sham. Don't look at your wife's sheitel under ultraviolet light. It's not. Says the Gemara, the longer it is, the better it is. Dinin nefashis. We said that to kill an animal, you need 23. If the animal is the one that does the act to the human being, it doesn't matter if the human being is a zachar or an akeva, we kill this animal with 23. An animal doesn't act to a woman. It says in the parasha that he killed a woman. How do you kill a woman? you need 23 dayanim. How do you kill the behema? It's in the same pasuk, 23. But how do you know when the animal doesn't act to another zachar? How do you know that you killed the animal with 23? Here we have two psukim that seem very, very similar. And then it says, in the second pasuk, look, it says, over here it's obvious that the man does the act to the behema. So since we have two psukim that are similar, and one seems redundant, so we must say that it comes to say, anytime we have two psukim and one is redundant, we say we have to learn it for something else. That he, even though they both seem that the man is doing the act to the behema, we're going to flip it and say, no, the behema did the act to him. And what does it say? Just like in the second pasuk, he's the one that does the act. The animal dies in 23. So we have a source that the animal that does the act, he dies with 23. Done with that sugya. New sugya. Shora niskal besmer shloisha. We had a Givalda. I like this one over here, but we don't have time, so I'm not really going to show it. As I'm speaking, I'll show it.
The discussion phase is over. The decision phase has come.
Let's go back.
Does this bull that killed a child last week deserve to die? The 23 judges are asked to vote now.
Okay. Yeah, we're done. Because we're running out of time. Otherwise, I would show it. It says like this, that the way the owner dies, if the owner were to kill somebody, stop randomly in the street, road rage, he kills somebody, we kill him 23 people. So too, the shar, that his bull who killed another human being, we need 23. This is typical Gemara. We know the answer. If somebody's dog goes and kills another person, do we kill the dog? Yes. Do we kill the owner of the dog? Why not? Who told you we don't kill him? Maybe he's responsible. If his gun killed somebody, we don't kill the gun, we kill him. His object went and killed somebody, so we should kill it maybe. Abai just wants to know, why not? Who told you not? I don't think he's being serious, like he knows not. We need a source. What's the source? We take it for granted that the owner doesn't die. Look, if you look at the pasuk, it says, Hashar Yisakal. Just read the pasuk like a 5-year-old in school. The shar should be stoned. V'gam ba'alav yumas, and the owner dies. Who told you the owner doesn't die? It says before in the pasuk the owner dies. So who told you that the pasuk is red? That it's coming to tell you how many dayanim you need. Not that you actually kill him. Maybe you should kill him. It says Gemara Daf Yomi and Kain lichta v'gam ba'alav v'lishtoik. It should say here, like this. It says all the way at the end. Show yourself a gambal of yumas. If it's like you, let's take off the word yumas, take it out, and show yourself a gambal of. Both should die with stoning. This is Gemara. Because Rahman Achi have amina beskila. Beskila sol kedaitach. Now what is skila? Real quickly, if you don't know what skila is, this is skila. Two people, no, it's not fixed. Yeah. And two people he's wearing too much clothing for skila, and two people throw the rock. But the kids you stone him. First you push him off a thing, then you stone him. Now that is basically, if not the worst, second to worst misa. It's right up there with the worst. Most say that's the worst. But it doesn't make any sense. He should get skila. If a person kills another human being, what does he get? Saif, sword. If his dog or his bull kills somebody else, he should get a worse misa than if he himself shot somebody. He should get skila. Says Gemara asks on Abai, Dilma, hay because of Rahman Yumas, la kuli leve. No, maybe fakert. It's going to say that it should give him a lighter. La puke misayif lechenek. It should go, usually speaking, he gets sayif. We should go all the way down to chenek. He should go lower. Because it's not even him that killed. If he killed somebody, he gets sayif. But if his animal killed, he should get chenek. Now, Rava is understood if chenek is stronger than sayif. So in the word yumas doesn't come to make it worse. It's extra. So it's coming to teach us that he doesn't get killed at all. Kill Michael. So now the Gemara brings a raya. The Torah says that if he pays his way out of it, great. The owner of the animal could pay his way out. There's in China till this very day, if somebody kills somebody, he has an option. They give him an option. You can pay the family off. If the family's happy, then they don't do anything to him. You can go home. In Iran also, right now with the guy that they just killed, the Jewish guy that they killed in Iran, they're trying to pay the family off, and the family said, "B'shumay for not. We want him dead." There's such a thing, koifer. You pay money to get out of it. What if you're telling me that he deserves the death penalty? The owner deserves the death penalty. You can't pay to get your way out of capital punishment. Says Gemara, maybe in this case, yes. Adarav. If he himself kills, you're right. He can't pay his way out of it. But if his dog killed somebody, so maybe we kill him, but if he wants, he can pay his way out of it. The reason why we all know that you don't kill the owner of an animal that killed somebody, you cannot kill somebody for what his own animal did. You could only ask him for money. Oh, sponsors. Should we go a little weiter?
Yes.
Hold on. No, should we go weiter? Somebody here. Turn to the Daf. Berkovici family in honor of MDY Daf champions. Oh, so we have a new one. Rabbi, so listen to the champions. Leo, Shamshi Schlafrak, Uncle Freddie, and Mr. Gross. Is that you? Morty Strauss, the Sheleyma for our fearless leader and chief, Chaim Gavriel ben Sivya Lana, by the members of the Muncie Fire Department. Now I heard there's 19 firefighters that do the daf. It used to be 13 and went up to 19. Yaakov Citron Films, strategic video production. Yishkoich Yaakov. Wow. Let's do a few more minutes. What time did we start? How long are we in the share already? How much? 21? We have 2 minutes. Let's go. Iboilu. Shor Sinai Bekama. Interesting shaila. When a bull goes up to Har Sinai, when HaKadosh Baruch Hu said, stay away from Har Sinai, the Shechin is on Har Sinai, and he goes up to Har Sinai, how many dayanim do you need? Now, Targum Yonason says on the spot that a fire would come down and burn the person, the animal. But over the Gemara says different. How many do you need? So places ask the question, we say in Avodah Zarah, who cares? We never talk in Gemara about what happened. We always talk about what's relevant to us. How's it going to get to us? Why is it going to get to us what happened thousands of years ago on Har Sinai? Do you need a bezin or not? He says the miris negeh b'zman hazeh, that if a bull goes onto Har Beis b'zman hazeh, maybe you need to kill him, and with how many? Migomar shah midoyroi soiloi. Can I learn from our generation that you need 23 to then that you need 23? Tashma, the Tony Roman by Cheskel. In Behema imish lo yichya on Har Sinai. If a human being or an animal goes up on Har Sinai lo yichya, ma'ish besrim shloisha, af behema besrim v'shloisha. Should we go weiter?
Yeah.
Hari vazev. You need 23 to kill a lion or a wolf. Omer shlokish vushe misu. It's only because they killed a human being. If they didn't kill, you don't need. Alamo savar kosavar. So you see, yeshlem tar almo kosavar. I'm sorry, almo kosavar. You see from here, yeshlem tarbos. You could tame an animal, a wild animal. Yeshlem bailim. Here we go, Rabbi. So you could tame a wolf. This is a real wolf, dangerous animal. And you could tame a lion and a leopard. And you could tame. Rabbi said, I hate to do this. This is one of the worst things for me to do this. But just belez breira. I don't. This is real. Oh, this is the 8-minute daf, Rabbi said. We used to learn Torah with lions. I used to give shiurim with lions. Tamura daf lamed daled. Last day in a safari. Okay. Here in Zambia. So what happens is these are wild lions. They're not like brought up in somebody's house. This is an open jungle. Varaya, one of them took off and disappeared and never came back. Look at that. Look at that mouth.
Mishnah says.
There's
a list of 7.
This is with cheetahs. This is a bardalus. You could tame them. Now, they're just scared of that stick. They have such pachad. When I held the stick, he goes, okay, enough. Anytime he misbehaves, you show him the stick, Shalom Yisrael. Meshi Zahav went to this exact place and they bit his hand. You need like surgery, whatever. That's what they say. Look, he just jumps up. Tzipari Mitzayra, Kila, I'm learning. Nobody understood what I'm saying over there. Oh, Shalom Aleichem. Fine. I don't like to show this. I mean, I did it b'lez breira. So you see that a guy, you're not allowed to bring up a wild animal in your house. You're not allowed to bring a wild animal. But if you could tame the wild animal, in Dubai, all these millionaires, they have cheetahs, they have all these things in their, in their Bentleys next to them. Then you're allowed to bring it up. So if they have a bailam, you can't just go and kill somebody's animal. It has value. I got to tell you this story. I know I'm late. For this story, I got to tell it. The Olam knows about the new guys. Meir doesn't know the story. We walk into our house in Chicago. We came from Eretz Yisrael after a long trip. We walk in, and this cat, this large, jumps on me, rips my shirt, scratches me. Turns out that my son bought a $5,000 cat and put it in the house over there. Forgot to mention exactly that he's in the house, this, and that he has long claws. Okay, kids, sir, we go to sleep. 1 o'clock in the morning. Obviously, I have to give you a tremendous hakar satayv. My daughter-in-law is one of a kind, and you made the shidduch be'emes. I'm thinking now, because the reason I'm thinking about it is because I told my daughter-in-law, I said, what are you going to do? They have 2 cats that are worth, one is $5,000, one is $3,000, very beautiful cats. I said, what are you going to do when you have a baby? They love their cats. He said, no, the baby's going to have to get used to it. I said, no, when you have a baby, you're going to see you're going to get rid of the cats. Right, sure. They got rid of those cats so fast. Before they had the baby, they took a loss. Nobody wanted to pay them anything. They just gave it to somebody. Okay, fine. What do you think? Anyways, that comes from experience knowing children. So my son, 1 o'clock in the morning, comes flying into my bedroom, screaming. He's like, what happened? The cat attacked him and hurt him. He's like, what am I going to do about it? Run away from the cat. And no, you don't understand. Look, I'm bleeding. Okay, I got it. Gets here. He leaves our room. It's 1 o'clock in the morning. I'm dead. I'm like jet lag. I'm like, what do you want? Like, what am I going to do now? I don't know how to. Gets her. He sneaks into his room, locks the door, closes the lights, goes into his bed, puts the covers on, and who's inside his bed under the covers? That cat. He had such a pachad v'chadim. Ma'aseh shahaya. That's she'ein lo tarbus. You can't tame a cat like that. And Mamela has nothing to do with the sugya, but we're very late. Okay, you know what? We're just going to have to stop over here. And Rebbitzen says that you're allowed to kill it because you can't tame them, and they don't have an owner. Rabbi Sai, have a wonderful day. A good Chodesh, a Freilichen Chanukah.